Now, Stormwatch 12 weather on Newswatch 12.
Hey everybody, temperatures were pretty mild up and down I-5, but it was pretty chilly east of the Cascades. In fact, it was only 42 in Lakeview, 46 in Klamath Falls, but in the 50s and 60s up and down I-5. The cool spot, Mount Shasta City at 50. It was 60 in Medford, 1 degree warmer in Grants Pass, but 67 was the warm spot in Brookings. You've had a northeasterly wind, and in fact, you still have that northeasterly wind, which is why you're 61 degrees and 40s. Just even into Gold Beach, not too far away, only about 20 miles, and it's 45 degrees. It's 39 here in Medford, 29 in Montague, 30s over in Klamath Falls, 27 in Lakeview, but chilly 17 right now in Christmas Valley. We do have high pressure really dominating the west coast, and it's going to continue with that. This next system way offshore, you can see it's moving from south towards the north. It's not going to touch us at all. In fact, we're going to be looking at a lot of sunshine. We could see a little bit of some morning fog in the Rogue Valley during the early morning hours, but that should burn off pretty quickly, and we're going to look pretty nice also going through Monday. However, Monday afternoon, we're going to start seeing those low clouds develop along the Oregon coast from south towards the north, and we're going to start seeing increasing high clouds throughout the region for Monday night and all day on Tuesday. So it's not enough to really do anything other than maybe block out the sun just a little bit, but the temperature is still going to be pretty mild. Because we're going to have that strong high pressure that's going to essentially peak itself right on Monday, but once we get towards Halloween, it starts to suppress just a little bit, which will allow some of those clouds to filter in, but still stays pretty mild. And then we have a stormy pattern. You see all these lines consolidating pretty close to each other beginning on the 1st, and that's going to start approaching the Pacific Northwest, and that is going to change our pattern entirely. In fact, we're going to be looking at a pretty stormy pattern for the latter part of the week and into next weekend. How exactly chilly it's going to get is dependent on how far north or south that jet stream ends up moving into the area. Now, in terms of the next 5 days, we're looking at some pretty decent rain throughout the area. The heaviest rain will stay up to our north, but our precipitation forecast not looking at anything until Thursday. Rain up to the north on Wednesday, and then rain at times once we get to the day on Thursday. Now, in terms of our live cam, it's looking pretty nice right now. However, a bit on the chilly side, 39 degrees. Humidity is up to 70%, which means that, well, we could be seeing some fog possible as we get closer towards sunrise. But temperatures this evening dropping off into the 30s, continuing to drop closer towards that freezing mark. In fact, we should bottom out at 29 in Medford and Grants Pass, 43 in Brookings, 20s into Northern California, 21 in Wairika, teens east the Cascades. It's going to be awfully cold, 17 in Klamath Falls. We still have a freeze warning for all areas shaded in purple for western Siskiyou County and the western valleys of Jackson, Josephine, and Curry counties. And this will last into the morning for tomorrow. But again, we could see that fog. Eventually that fog will dissipate. Not everyone's going to see the fog, but we're going to see a lot of sunshine. Everyone's going to see that for tomorrow. It's going to be 65 in Medford, 66 in Brookings, even 50s east the Cascades, 52 out in Lakeview. In case you're thinking about mowing your lawn, it's actually going to be looking pretty good for the next couple of days, all the way through Wednesday. And then we're going to be looking at Halloween, and Halloween's also looking pretty good as well. Most of us staying into the 60s with the exception of the Cascades into the upper 50s. So for the coast, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 60s for the next several days, dry until we get to Thursday when rain begins. Northern California will also stay into the 60s, upper 60s by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. Your chance at rain will develop during the day on Thursday. And for the Klamath Basin, continued cold temperatures into the early morning, then temperatures going from the 50s tomorrow to 60s, and those 60s last through the middle part of the week before it cools off a bit. Cascades, continued cold mornings, afternoon sunshine through the next couple of days. Rain begins on Thursday, and here in the Rogue Valley, we'll stay in the 60s for the next several days, the coldest mornings for the next couple of mornings.